Hey guys, welcome to prep night of our Green and Lean challenge. So by now you will have all of the things on your shopping list, and we are going to go through step by step in real time a real prep night to show you how simple and easy it is and how it's just going to change your life. So the first thing first is we need to put our oven on 180 degrees fan and let that heat up. Grab all your vegetables, so we need our carrots, 2 sweet potatoes, cauliflower, courgette, fennel, red peppers, avocado, broccoli, 6 eggs, chickpeas, and 150 grams of quinoa. Equipment you need: 3 trays, a pan, a sieve, and a good sort of a non-stick pan, sort of roughly this size. This is going to be our frittata, which will go into the oven once we've made our sweet potatoes. So I'm going to stick my hair up because I don't want hair in my food. It's the last thing I want. Right, so download a good playlist. Check out our Spotify My Cooking playlist because that's always a good one. Make yourself a cup of tea. My favourite is rooibos. And first thing first, it's always the boring bit, but it's the chopping. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to create 3 trays of veg to stick it into the oven. My oven is beeping at me, telling me we're ready. So what we're going to do is, the easiest way to explain it is all the hard vegetables go on one tray, medium vegetables on the next tray, and soft on the next tray, so that they all cook at different times. So the soft ones are going to take about 20 minutes, next one's going to take about 35 to 45 minutes, and the sweet potatoes will take the longest. So if you have a look at your prep night, you hopefully got this all printed out. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to chop one of the sweet potatoes. So if you just sort of take the top and the bottom off and chop them into sort of chunks about that big. Something that's really useful to have on hand, just as a little bit of a tip, is a bowl to throw the bits and bobs away in, so we kind of keep the kitchen tidy. So there's less tidying up at the end of the evening, which is always useful. So give those a bit of a chop, and as it gets bigger going down, just chop them in half again. Now if you've got some baking paper, you can line your baking trays. It'll be less washing up, but annoyingly I've run out, so the washing up's going to be very boring on my part. So sweet potato onto this tray. Then on the rest of that tray we are going to add the carrots. So we're going to chop them. What does it say? We're going to chop them into slices like this, and then in half again. So like sticks, like crudité sticks, I suppose. So we're going to do that to all of our carrots. So if you guys need to stop the video at all, just stop so that you can catch up with the chopping or grabbing whatever you need, so then you can do it all at the same time. Right, so let's keep going. Just get those carrots. So a few little chopping tips. So one of the great things is if you keep your fingers away, because we don't like blood, chop it in half. But one of the best things, if you can put your knife on the tip of the chopping board and give it sort of a rocking action, it is much easier to chop through those hard veg, much easier. So we're chopping them into quarters. And it's important that you chop them all the same size, because if you chop them at different sizes, they're going to cook at different times, and you're going to have some carrots that are raw, some carrots that are slightly burnt, some carrots that are, I don't know, soggy, and it's just, as Mary Berry says, we don't like soggy things. No one likes a soggy bottom. So if we just carry on. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the medium tray, the soft veg for the next tray. And we're going to do the fennel, the peppers, so if you get those ready, and also the courgettes. Okay, so there's, oh, one left. So the faster you get at chopping, the quicker this whole process is going to become, and you're going to get your prep night done in like an hour. So, first tray done. We've got all of our beautiful orange things on there, and we're just going to drizzle it with a little bit of oil, or you can use coconut oil, whatever you like, and give it a good nice pinch of salt. I use Himalayan salt, but you can use sea salt. Try not to use table salt. It's very over processed. Okay, so going to be very good. Tidy up. Oh, I missed a carrot. I'm going to eat that one. Okay, next up on our list, we have got courgette into chunks. So grab the courgette. I like to do them in chunks like this, on an angle, about 2 centimeters thick, and you just go all the way down. That's that. So next tray, put that one over there. Oops. And we've got our peppers. So I find that a lot of people just throw away the ends, which is such good stuff. So just get rid of the little stalky guy and make sure you use all of it. So just pull out the center, pull out any of the seeds like that, give it a bit of a tap so they all come out, and then cut it into quarters like that. Stick that on our tray as well. Pull him out, chop it up, and again, just pull the centre out like that and give it a good tap to get all the seeds out and any of the white bits. Give it a slice into the same sort of sizes again, because again we don't want it to cook faster. So, a little bit of oil and some salt, and I've realised that I've forgotten my fennel, so all I'm going to do is, rather than use fennel, I'm going to use an aubergine, because it cooks at the same amount of time. It's for the curry. So again, if you can't find something, just switch it up, see what recipe it's for, and aubergine cooks at the same sort of time, as long as you cut it into nice small chunks. Okay, so that's going to go on my baking tray as well, and that's about enough. A little bit of oil on the aubergine, which I didn't do, a good pinch of salt. Perfect, so we've got 2 trays ready to go into the oven, and then our next tray is literally a whole sweet potato, and this is something I do every single Sunday night. Even if I don't do a whole prep night, I will put about 3 of these in the oven, a whole like this, because you can make so many amazing things, and what happens is it cooks inside, becomes so incredibly soft, and you just have to peel the skin off. And so easily, you can make mashed potato, you can make gnocchi, you can make some of the most delicious recipes from my Honestly Healthy in a Hurry book, like sweet potato falafel, sweet potato porridge, hundreds and hundreds, and it's brilliant for the whole family, and you don't put any oil or anything on it. So we're just going to put that in. So they're going to go into the oven. Now, tray 1 is 20 to 30 minutes. Now this is tray 1, this is our soft tray, so I tend to put that at the top, just so that I remember it's the first one to come out. Then this one is our second tray, and that's 45 to 55 minutes, depending. And this is our third tray, which is going to be 55 to 65 minutes. And as you take them out, obviously the top of the oven is your absolute hottest, so I just move them up as I go. Right, so how quick was that? So remember, one of the most important things is we need to put an alarm on. So I'm now going to put an alarm on for 20 minutes, which is our first tray. Right, 20 minutes on the clock. So part 2, this is when you cook your grains. Now I've got some quinoa here, so all I'm going to do is get some water. Cooking quinoa, grains, rice, anything like that is exactly the same way. It's about 2 parts to 1 of water. I'm going to turn that up quite high and just going to get it nice and boiling and put in the quinoa. Now if you've got a family and you want to make more quinoa because you know that your kids are going to have it, or you can make burgers out of it or anything like that, quinoa lasts for about 5 days if you cook it this way, and I'm going to show you how to cool it down properly so that it's really safe to eat. You can also freeze it as well, and I freeze my grains all the time once cooked, and then you just put them over boiling water to heat them back up to temperature. Okay, so part 2 is done, prepping your grains. Part 3, veg noodle and cauli rice prep. So if you have not got a spiralizer, where is my spiralizer? Okay, found the spiralizer, panic over. If you haven't got a spiralizer, you can use a normal potato peeler and just create ribbons out of it. So it does exactly the same thing, but you can just use something different. And then we need a grater for our cauliflower rice. So that's boiling now, so I'm just going to turn that down because it gets very hot on this induction. Courgette. So for me, I like everything prepped in the fridge. It just makes life so much easier, and when it comes to making dinner, it takes you 10 minutes. You don't even have to faff about with making courgette. So all you're going to do is give it a really good twist. Like again, if I said if you don't have one of these, they cost about, I don't know, 12, 15 pounds on Amazon. If you haven't got one of these, you can just use a normal potato peeler, and it does exactly the same thing, and you just make ribbons out of it. Okay. Anything left over, just chop off, chuck it into the oven, because we've got that into tray 1. So, courgette goes into a Tupperware and into the fridge. So that's that done. So you need 2 courgettes because we've got 2 portions, remember. So each portion that you have, each time you cook a meal, for example, it's 2 portions. So you have your dinner and your lunch for the next day, so that you're never having to worry about taking or making lunch and taking it to work or anything like that. So we can do both of those. Now the great thing about this, I swear to God, if I didn't do this on a Sunday night, I wouldn't stay healthy. I don't know how I would stay healthy if I didn't do this. Like for me, if I haven't got something in the fridge cooked and that I can pull together in 10 minutes, I much prefer to just, I don't know, like have a bowl of cereal or order a takeaway or, you know, something like that. Makes life much easier to do it this way. So like I said, just put the ends into the tray 1 where you had the courgette, sorry. Right. Next up is our cauliflower rice. So you just take the ends off. Now your cauliflower needs to be about 500 grams, so if it's not, then you'll be a little bit short. but you can always pick one up on the way home from work or something if it is a smaller one. This is quite a small one. And we are going to grate half of our cauliflower. This is for a salad. So what you want to do is pull out the bottom bit, like the sort of the core, just makes life easier. And all you're going to do, get a grater, grate away, and you'll see what happens is you just get little bits of cauliflower rice, and it's just so easy to do. And I can promise you, if you've not liked cauliflower rice before, you are going to love this dish. You have to put flavour into it. Cauliflower rice is like, well, it's just like soggy cauliflower. It's not very appetizing. So you have to put spices and herbs and citrus and season it really well to get a really good flavour for it. So I think this might change your mind if you're anti-cauliflower rice, so definitely give it a go. Okay, so that's about half the cauliflower. And I'm going to put that into a bowl as well. Here we go. So that's just going to sit in the fridge until you need it during the week. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it sitting in the fridge. So we've got that done. Veggies in the oven, quinoa's on the go. It takes about 20 minutes. So we'll know it's about 20 minutes because we've put an alarm on the oven for our tray 1, remember. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our stuff for our frittata. Now what we need to do is we need to blanch the broccoli. So we are going to get another pan. So we just need to bring a pan of water to the boil. And we're going to use the same water. Not sure if you can see me through everything. So we're going to use the same pan for the boiled eggs as well. So if we bring it to the boil, we will boil the eggs in there first, take it out, put a load of salt in, and then blanch the broccoli at the same time. Okay, so next up is avocado hummus. Now, avocado, so this is going to go back in the fridge. This is our cauliflower. Avocado hummus is just another way of making hummus taste insane. So while that's coming to the boil, you need to get a food processor or a blender. We've got our avocado. And all we're going to do is cut the avocado. Oh, look how perfectly ripe. There's nothing better than a perfectly ripe avocado. Makes me very happy. So, scoop out the avocado into your blender or food processor. Now remember, avocado goes brown because of the oxidization. As soon as oxygen hits it, it's the same with fennel, pears, anything like that, it goes brown. So it's important that we put lemon in it, and that helps. The acidity of the lemon helps to stop it going brown at all. So we've got 1 lemon juice, and here going in here as well. A little bit of a tip, give it a roll like this, because sometimes lemons can be quite hard. Give it a bit of a roll and the juice comes out really easily. So when you're giving it a squeeze, make sure you squeeze it over your hands and you catch all the pips. Give it a good squeeze, get the pips away, and then get your fingers in there, make sure you've got no cuts. That would be painful, and get all the juice out like that. Do the next one. That's our timer. I've got 9 minutes left on my timer for our first load of veg coming out the oven. Okay, get the pips out, squeeze the rest in there as well. Brilliant. Okay, then we're going to add a tin of chickpeas. So give them a little drain. Keep some of the juice because it helps to blend up easily. So just keep some of the juice. Pour them in. So we've got lemon, then we need some salt and a little bit of olive oil. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2. Brilliant. Right, so we're going to blend that up. Put the lid on. And it's totally up to you how smooth you want to get it. Some people quite like chunky hummus, others like less chunky hummus. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to put that there for 2 minutes because my water is boiling. So we're going to get our eggs ready to do our boiled eggs. So if we give that avocado hummus a little bit of a zhuzh, it's going to get rather noisy. Oh my god, that's so good. I might need to have some of it now. And then you just want to get a jar, or again another Tupperware, pouring in our dip. So this is going to be our dip for the week. And you can have this with rice cakes, oat cakes, anything like that, even on the side with some salad. It's really high protein because of the hummus. So it's a brilliant snack. If you want to add some pepper or a little bit more salt, go for it. It's your dish. Even be quite nice with a bit of cumin actually. Delicious. That is done. One for the pot, one for me. Gonna keep me going. Okay, they're done. Put them there. So I'm just going to turn my water down for the boiled eggs. It's boiling very fast. And we are going to boil, oh I'm so messy, 4 eggs into there. So we're going to do them for 6 minutes. We're going to put a little alarm on. So I've got 4.5 minutes left, so I'll know that I'll need a couple of minutes more. So I'm just going to dip them in. Easiest thing so they don't smash is to get a nice big spoon and just gently on the side put them in. If you keep your eggs in the fridge, make sure that you just kind of dip them in and out a couple of times so they don't get too shocked by the boiling hot water. Quinoa is definitely nearly finished. Okay, so we have done vegetables in the oven, we have boiled our eggs, we've made our grains, we've made our avocado hummus. We are on fire. Prep night is taking over. So the only things left we have to do, wait for our veg to come out and make our frittata. I mean, it's very, very simple. So you know when your quinoa is done because the little tails start to sprout. And one of the most important parts of this is cooling it down as quickly as possible. It has to be very, very quick. The reason being is because then it stays safe for you to have for about 5 days in the fridge. So a little bit of a tidy up. Now, if you want to be really good and make your breakfast, so I like to have a bircher muesli. And that is one of the dishes on the menu. You can make that on your prep night as well. You can do as much as you want on your prep night. It just makes life so simple during the week when you're tired at work and you can't be bothered to cook. So Broccoli, we're going to get this ready now. So, just cut the florets off. Okay, these are good. You can make a lovely soup with the ends of these. So this is going to go, once we finish boiling our eggs, we're then going to put lots of salt in the water and we're going to blanch that. Okay, I think our quinoa is really nearly there. And it's nearly absorbed all the water, which is great. So I'm going to just turn my quinoa off. It's really important, like I said, you get some really cold water and you pour it through your sieve, through the cold water. Now, keep it under the cold water for about a minute until you can put your fingers all the way through and it's nice and cold. Okay, it's brilliantly cold, so all I'm going to do is now stick it on there and so you're going to put your eggs into cold water like this so they can cool down nicely. We've got our quinoa done, we've blanched our broccoli, we've made our frittata, it's out the oven now. Stick it in a Tupperware and it's good to go for breakfast the next day, for lunch the next day. We're making our bircher muesli. We've got some oats in here, a little bit of rice milk, and boil the kettle. Now this is the trick to really creamy bircher muesli. You need boiling hot water and you just give that a bit of a stir. In here I've got my blackberries, a tiny little splash of water, and I'm going to take that up and we're going to make our lovely reduction of blackberry. If you want it sweeter, you just need to add the syrup of your choice, or some coconut palm syrup or honey or anything like that, and it will get it nice and sweet. But we're just going to break that down now. So I think, let's have a check on our sweet potato, see how that's doing. Probably needs another 10 minutes. So you want to take that to a nice high temperature and then kind of just, in a very technical term, squidge them. You want them to break down and we're going to make a really lovely sort of coulis to go with it. Oh, it's becoming a beautiful syrup. I'm going to add a little bit of date syrup to it. Just a tiny little touch. Just could be a teaspoon to give a little bit of sweetness. And just let that reduce. Ready for our bircher muesli. So, what I can do now is I am going to pour out the water of my eggs. That's done. My veg is probably cool enough now, so we can put that into a Tupperware. So if you just kind of do it in sections, so when you want to get everything out, for different recipes, you're not having to pick everything out of things. So put all your courgette together, for example, and your peppers. It's that little rainbow. There we go. Some of that in there. Okay, that's one. And then, does anyone else have serious problems with Tupperware? Mine always, I lose one part of everything. Okay, so I'm going to put my quinoa into a Tupperware as well. Good. And got my cauliflower rice. I've got my carrots, I'm going to put them in. carrots need to go in here with the veg. They can go on the top. Perfect. There we go. That is our prep night cooking. We've got our frittata, which you can just slip out and you can just cut that. And you can put that on a plate or in a Tupperware or something like that in your fridge. Oops. Give that a bit of a cut. I like to do it in fours, it just kind of makes life simple and easy. There we go. Running out of Tupperware. There we go. That's done. And then, give this a little bit of a stir. That's breaking down really nicely now. And this is our blackberry coulis for our breakfast in the morning. And you can reduce it down to make it as thick as you want. It's totally up to you. Depends how much time you've got, what time your movie starts. It is Sunday night after all, guys. So, my birch here. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful pink colour in a minute. Cannot wait. And then this goes in the fridge overnight and it's amazing. It gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter as the week goes on. Okay, this is a really nice thickness now. It's perfect for me, I think. Let's give it a taste. Yum. And then I'm just going to pour that in to the birch smoothie. Look at the colour of that. Careful not to get it all over yourself. Give that a bit of a stir. Look at that. It's beautiful. And that just goes into the fridge and it will absorb all of that delicious liquid overnight and you'll have a really yummy, creamy birch muesli. Brilliant for breakfast, starting the day. And if you commute to work or anything like that, just get another jar, put it in and take it with you and you can have it at your desk. So there we go. That is Sunday night prep night. Everything's done. Our sweet potato will be out the oven now. We're ready with that. Oven's off. Look at that. It's all finished and done. It's that simple. It's that easy. And that means every single recipe that we're going to make from Green and Lean is out of this pre-cooked stuff and it's going to take you 10 minutes to pull together each night. It's going to make life very simple. Anyway, welcome to prep night. This is going to change your life. It's a revolution. It's going to keep you healthy. It's going to keep the family healthy. Your fridge is going to be healthy, so there will always be something there for you to eat and munch on. Anyway, good luck with Green and Lean Week. Make sure that you send us all your photographs of all your delicious dishes, and I will be cooking with you for the week. So over and out. I'm going to put my feet up. It's Sunday. I'm going to go watch a movie.